I'm Willard and I'm an architect from the Thinking Hand studio, and today, as you can see behind me, I'm in this stunning graveyard in deep Surrey in Oxted, where I'm in the churchyard of St Peter's church, which you can just about see in the distance behind me. It's a church that's been here for over 1,000 years, and I wanted to talk about the architecture of death, because this is, architecture is always about housing a human activity, and some of civilisations' most remarkable pieces of architecture always come about from the activity of dying. And often in our Western culture, it's something that we tend not to talk about. It's kind of covered up. It doesn't have the same prominence that it does, say, in the East, where it's more kind of a celebration, almost in some cultures anyway. And of our architecture of the past, that architects have always had a fascination with death. And for me, I always find buildings that kind of bring about the sensitivity and the presence of death fascinating. And architecture really is that. It's a way of connecting us with the transcendent. It's a way of, it can be used as a vehicle to connect us with something otherworldly. And in a graveyard like this, it's a very simple device that you can see behind me, where the big monolithic stone tombstones are all of a certain size. They've got a presence in themselves. And just by orientating them all in the same direction, it creates this very silent energy, but it's very focused, and it gives a very kind of human feeling in here, which causes a sense of silence, and it really gets you present to the passage of time. And I could sit here all afternoon just watching the shadows creep across the tombstones. Luckily here as well, it's a very old graveyard. The tombstones are aged, they've got lichen growing on them, and it's a very beautiful, peaceful sight. And civilizations, we look at across human culture, from the Egyptians building pyramids to Taj Mahal to the terracotta army, all these phenomenal bits of architecture grown out of the process of dying. Now, these were examples of kind of very emperors and kings, but also just in terms of normal everyday people, the graveyard, the architecture of remembrance, the power that architecture has to connect us with just the experience of being human is very profound. And I'll just leave you a few more shots of this stunning graveyard and that contemplation of how architecture can be a vehicle between the sort of earthly realm and whatever the afterlife